He's a local guy, born and bred in Bowie, St. John's College High School, and of course now making his way up the Orioles chain. So I went down to Sarasota, Florida last week and had a chance to sit down and speak with this local guy on his first time at Orioles spring training.
It's going great. I'm just glad to be down here, be around the guys, get good to be around some great people, you know, Adam Jones, Nick Markakis, Matt Weeder, some of the faces of the franchise. So I'm just glad to be down here and learn from them.
And he's felt welcomed in the clubhouse.
Everyone in the locker room, you know, kind of knows who you are because you've been doing pretty well in the minor leagues, and they've been looking at the stats and seeing who's coming up. And, you know, those guys are, you know, looking any way they see the guys who can help them.
There's always learning. I'm sure you've been soaking it in like a sponge so far.
Yeah, I have. It's been great. You know, been up here with, you know, Wayne Kirby, our outfield coach, and Butch Davis, another outfield coach, and then being around Buck Showalter. It's great. You know, those guys have great heads on them. They've been through a lot of baseball experiences.
He's got a great face, great body language. You know, he gets after it. You can tell he's going to soak everything up he can. He looks the part. We like the potential of him down the road, but a lot of fun kind of living, you know, young man's first spring training. You go through the motions he's going through, but he's been a lot of fun to have around. We think the world of him. We think he's got a chance to be a contributor in the big leagues one day.
LJ has performed well in his first 4 seasons of professional baseball. In fact, he hit .303 last year in a Bay Sox uniform. But this is his first go-round at a Major League spring training camp, and he's quickly realizing that the difference between the majors and the minors is indeed major.
The game speed, you know, everything's quick. Your mind has to think 1,000 miles per hour, but you also have to be able to process it and slow it down to your own speed. And that's going through experience, you know. I've talked to Adam about that, and he said once you get more and more experience, the game becomes slower. He's like, right now it's going to be 1,000,000 miles per hour towards you because it's everyone's so big and stronger, and then we're in the minor league, so everything's going a lot faster. But he said once you get accustomed to it, everything will slow down.
Oh, the mill money's a lot different. We were looking at some of the non-roster guys to come in, and one, we were a little short in the outfield, and we thought that it's something a guy like LJ deserves. You know, it's a coach's dream there. He's a winning player, and I don't know if I could pay a higher compliment to him. He's the type of guy that the minor league managers want on their club, and he deserves to be rewarded for that. But let's make no mistake about it. He's here because he's a prospect to be a major league player for the Baltimore Orioles.
Watching Buck during that bunting drill, I won't put on what he said on the air, but he was making sure you guys knew this is something you're going to have to do.
Yes, I mean, he came up to me and was like, look, if I call you up, you don't get this bunt down, I'm going to send you back down. So it's definitely, you got to be on your P's and Q's, so to speak, to be with him and being up in the major leagues. You know, every game, every inning counts, so, you know, you got to be ready to go.
It's been an eye-opening experience. Every day, there's something new to learn.
The learning never stops, too.
It never does. It never does. I mean, I was sitting in a meeting the other day with Buck and a couple other guys. We had a meeting on our cutoffs and relays, and it's just like some of the stuff he was saying. He was like, "Wow, you never thought about that." So then you sit back and you think about it, and he's like, "Wow, it really is like maybe an A and a B to the situation. Maybe this first option is not there. So what do? You might have a second, you might have a third option. So it's definitely, you know, the mental part of the game is definitely a big thing."
Yeah, that's a thing there, because it's not just the speed, but it's up here and the decision-making you have to make. And that's again, why there's the minors and then there's the majors, and the difference in the mistakes. And as you heard what LJ said, you make the mistakes, you go back to the minors. That's why the guys who are up at the majors are making the money they are. So that's part one tonight. He's getting his feet wet. It's the getting to know you phase, but now it's a matter of the business of baseball and what's he going to do. He's been all around as far as positions are concerned. He started in the outfield. Then when we had him in Bowie, he was at second base and third base. Now they got him back in the outfield, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow, part 2, with LJ Holtz. Impressive guy who just celebrated a birthday yesterday, as a matter of fact, 22. Pretty good weekend for this guy. First Major League spring training, celebrating a birthday, and Mom and Dad were there with him yesterday when he was in his first spring training ball game. Not too shabby.